Section 1 of Round the Sofa. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Noel Badrian. Round the Sofa by Elizabeth Gaskell. Round the Sofa. Long ago I was placed by my parents under the medical treatment of a certain Dr. Dawson, a surgeon in Edinburgh, who had obtained a reputation for the cure of a particular class of diseases. I was sent with my governess into lodgings near his house in the old town. I was to combine lessons from the excellent Edinburgh masters with the medicines and exercises needed for my indisposition. It was at first rather dreary to leave my brothers and sisters, and to give up our merry out-of-doors life with our country home, for dull lodgings, with only poor grave Miss Duncan for a companion, and to exchange our romps in the garden and rambles through the fields for stiff walks in the streets, the decorum of which obliged me to tie my bonnet strings neatly, and put on my shawl with some regard to straightness. The evenings were the worst. It was autumn, and of course they daily grew longer. They were long enough, I am sure, when we first settled down in those grey and drab lodgings. For you must know, my father and mother were not rich, and there were a great many of us, and the medical expenses to be incurred by my being placed under Mr. Dawson's care were expected to be considerable. Therefore, one great point in our search after lodgings was economy. My father, who was too true a gentleman to feel false shame, had named this necessity for cheapness to Mr. Dawson, and in return Mr. Dawson had told him of those at No. 6 Cromer Street, in which we were finally settled. The house belonged to an old man, at one time a tutor to young men preparing for the university, in which capacity he had become known to Mr. Dawson. But his pupils had dropped off, and when we went to lodge with him, I imagined that his principal support was derived from a few occasional lessons which he gave, and from letting the rooms that we took, a drawing-room opening into a bedroom, out of which a smaller chamber led. His daughter was his housekeeper. A son, whom we never saw, was supposed to be leading the same life that his father had done before him, only we never saw or heard of any pupils. And there was one hard-working, honest, little Scottish maiden, square, stumpy, neat, and plain, who might have been any age from...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?